Hey there, everyone. It's Trevor here with another Daclus quality review. This is part of my New Year's resolution to see every movie that comes out in my theater and give a quick little review while sitting in my car on my phone. So today I went and saw Captain America Civil War. This is a huge one. I've been waiting for a long time. Super excited. Uh, so what this movie is about is it's part of the Marvel universe. I think you basically have to keep up with all these to know what's going on. But they've caused a lot of damage over the years, and the government, not just the U.S. government, but all sorts of the UN. I think mostly. I don't know if they even directly say the UN, but um, countries are going to they put together the Sokovia Accords to put a limit on what these heroes can do, and so they can't act unilaterally and all this stuff. But Captain America is going against it. Iron Man wants it, and the Avengers split up on their opposing sides and deal with stuff. And there's this whole Bucky thing where he might have killed some people and all this stuff recently. He's killed people before, but more recently, and they're after him and all that stuff. So Caps wants to be on his side and everything. Um, I was super excited for this. I thought it was gonna be amazing. I still think it's very good. I need to see it again. Um, but I'm kind of disappointed, and I think this happens when I get really excited about something. But I think, because in my mind, and I don't want to compare these too much, but I was saying beforehand, I thought it was going to be at least, I thought it was going to be better than Batman v Superman. I was pretty confident about that, even though I really like that. I know I really like Batman v Superman. I know a lot of people didn't, but I really did. And I thought this was also going to be, I thought this was just going to be much better. Um, but I'm very unsure at this point. I'm very mixed on both of them have a lot of faults, and I'd say this one there are certain faults about this that just bugged the living daylights out of me, and I did not expect to be this annoyed with some things. I know a lot of people are really liking Spider-Man. I'm hearing, and in the theater, I could tell that people liked Spider-Man. I did not. I thought he was awful. He was the worst part of this movie for me. He just every scene pretty much. I mean, there are a few points where he's better, but I'd say I say better. The CGI was better in some points than others for because he's basically entirely CGI when he's Spider-Man, and it's not always great. Sometimes it works a couple times here or there, but not most of the time. It did not work for me. Don't have a huge problem with CGI. Usually I'm pretty lenient, but I think especially when you're looking at the rest of the world they're in, it doesn't feel like it matches up. And he also does this weird arm movement at one point when he's talking that really bugs me. It looks terrible. It looks really weird. Not human like. It just looks messed up. Um, I also did not. It's more for me. It was more than anything. It was Tom Holland. I did not like the acting, the delivery, and anything like that. I liked the writing. I liked some of the dialogue. I thought there's some funny stuff, but the delivery for me was awful. I mean, not awful. Okay, I'm gonna get. It's not awful. It just didn't work. I don't think it was good. Um, I did not like it. Now, I should preface this by saying I've been kind of done with Spider-Man a little bit because he's been in a lot of things. They keep rebooting him. This I had a similar thing with Batman, and they kept rebooting him, so I didn't care about him. I didn't care much about Spider-Man, but really, actually surprised how much I dislike Spider-Man in this because I thought, yeah, I might be kind of done with it, but I'll probably enjoy stuff he's in. I'll probably at least like it a bit, even though it's not going to be as big as other people who are cheering and freaking out just because you see him or something, or he says words. And because that's what some of people cheer, right when you see him, people freak out, or when he says a word and people start freaking out. And that's what happened in the theater. But I knew I wasn't going to be like that, but I didn't expect to actually hate the character in the movie. That was unexpected for me. Now I'm saying the bad things. Things I love. Black Panther, amazing. Captain America, great. I've been down on Tony Stark for a while. Robert Downey Jr. play him. I thought he phoned it in for a few movies, but I think he did a great job here. I thought he came back. He brought it back. I really enjoyed him. There were a lot of people I really enjoyed. It's mostly Spider-Man I didn't like. There's some dumb dialogue. I think some of the jokes did not work really well for me. Um, but I mean, there was a bit also. I'm not gonna say where, but I sort of lost it for a while, and I was just I it lost me. I wasn't engaged. I found it a little bit repetitive and uninteresting, but it definitely brought back Ant-Man. Ant-Man was great. I loved Ant-Man. There's a lot to love about it. Oh, another thing I didn't like was, and it's a nitpicky thing, so it's not a huge deal, but it did bug me as soon as it happened, and it kept happening. But it's just this white giant text across covering basically like so a lot of the screen. Every time you go to a different country or something, and they want to tell you where you are, or the time, because some take place in the past, so they tell you the year. And it really bugged me. I mean, they do this in some other stuff, but they did it a lot, and it just annoyed me. It was a little thing, but it just I didn't like it. They could have done the small text thing they do. I don't know if what Winter Soldier did. I don't remember. I think they did the weird scrolly type out text thing they do on computers. It's been a long time since I saw that, but that works better for me. I know it's a little cheesy. They do it a lot, but this was awful. It just bugged me. I know it's not a huge thing, but it bugged me. Um, what else is there? Black Widow I thought was really good. Another thing I noticed in this, and I'm not gonna take it as an issue, but there's sort of continuity errors, I'd say almost. But it's not really. It's more fixes from Age of Ultron, because Ultron had a lot of continuity errors and a lot of character errors and stuff like this that were bad, and this sort of tried to fix them, I think. Um, so I don't. I At first I was taking it as a negative, but then I was like, no, no, this isn't a negative. This is a good thing. They're fixing it. So, people getting in the car behind me. Uh, yeah. Overall, though, I really liked it. I do recommend you see it. I know I started with the negatives, and I did say a lot of negatives in here, but those are the things that stick out to me right now because they just really bug me. But there's a lot to like about it. I'd say the villain's not great, but he's not completely terrible either. Um, I don't know. He's a Marvel villain. Marvel isn't great with their villains, so I cut them a little bit of slack almost in that area, but it's definitely not one of the better ones. Um, he's fine. He's not terrible either. But overall, I really like this movie. Can't say I loved it. I think it's quite good. It's very good. I do recommend you see it. I definitely am going to see it again. If my view changes dramatically or something, I might do another one of these just to update my view, because I did that with BVS, because I changed my view after another viewing. The first time I was mixed. After that I loved it. So hopefully that happens again. Maybe I'll feel better. Maybe it's just the over enthusiasm I feel sometimes in these crowds where they cheer for everything. I'm like, okay, it's not that great, you know. I don't think I get that enthused to that level about the same things that other people do, or I when I don't think something's as amazing as other people are freaking out over. I'm probably a bit more down on it, but I will definitely check this out again, and hopefully my opinion views. I highly recommend. What did I just say? Did I say I hope my opinion highly views or something weird like that? I think I did. But I hope my opinion of this movie increases by a lot, because I want to love this movie. Um, there is a lot to love about it though, so I highly recommend you see it. I keep saying this. I keep going over and over again. But anyway, thank you for checking this out. I don't know what other movies come out this week. I probably should have looked at that. I was mostly just focused on, hey, Captain America's coming out. Um, so if there's other movies, I don't know if there is out in my theater. anything else. But if there is, I will watch that and get it up for you. I think that's about it. So, yeah, please subscribe to this channel for more reviews from me doing this for every movie that comes out. You can also watch, we do trailer reactions for geeky trailers that they come out with. Those come out here and there. I do it with a couple friends of mine. We also have a podcast called Geek Wars Podcast. You can subscribe to that in your favorite podcatcher, where we talk about geeky news, all the news in the geek world, mostly comic book movie news. I'm trying to talk too fast, and I can't do it. It's not incredibly fast. It's more I'm just stumbling. I'm combining things together. But yeah, check that out. You can follow us on Twitter at Geek Wars Podcast, and you can follow me on Twitter at Daclus. Spelling is in the title of the video. Goodbye. Thank you. Goodbye. Thank you. Goodbye.